All right, guys, good to see you again this week. And I hope that you are getting used to the new online format for all of your classes. I appreciate those of you who are able to get your bio poem done. Some of you also got the Newsela articles done. Remember that all of our work that's posted online will be graded and will help you get your credits for the remainder of this year in English. So if you haven't finished your bio poem, and at least 2 out of the 3 Newsela articles, go back and finish that up. All right, so today we're going to continue on with our poetry unit, and I entitled this slide Rhyme or Reason. Basically, when we look at what's in our box there, don't poems have to end with a rhyme, like a rhyming word, like 1, 2, buckle my shoe, 3, 4, shut the door? And no, we know that poetry is a combination of you can use words in a lot of different ways, and some songwriters have rhymes and they put the rhymes in the end or the middle. We don't know where those rhyming words are going to happen, and some songwriters don't use rhyming words at all, and that's okay. Like in the case of our bio poem, those of you who were the poets who took a risk and wrote some poems, it came out great. Your poetry was excellent, by the way. Those did not rhyme. What we use there is we use what's called repetition. So each line of that bio poem began with the word who, and that created a sense of unity, and it made that poem stand out when you use that word who for the beginning of each sentence. So let's look a little bit about why some poets do use rhyme, or songwriters, and it gives the song or the poetry kind of a symmetry. That means like a balance, a typical symmetry that it differentiates. It makes it different from prose. So poetry is usually shorter. It's trying to get some real vivid thoughts or emotions across. And prose is a story. So prose is a written word. It's articles in the newspaper, whereas poetry has kind of a different function. It's much more artistic. And so number 2 says, it also makes the recital of poetry pleasurable. So when you listen to someone reading a poem, you can your ear picks up that rhyme, repetitive patterns. They tend to cause it to sound musical. And that's why so many songs do have rhyme included, either rhyming words within one stanza or every other stanza, as we're going to explore a little bit more here today. So our next slide, let's see here, skipped one, is about all these what I call literary devices. So we did a lot of work on figurative language in the fall, and you'll notice that some of these, such as hyperbole, metaphor, simile, they are also considered figurative language. So figurative language is a literary device to make your words, the words you write, more interesting. And you guys did a great job of picking words that described yourself. And sometimes if we're trying to convey an emotion like a song is, the songwriter uses very specific words because they want to have you get a sense of what that emotion is that they're trying to convey or tell you about. So I'll just list a few. We've got assonance, alliteration, metaphor, connaissance, personification, hyperbole, simile, imagery, repetition, and that was what we used in our who we are, our bio poem, who is Rose, who is a daughter of Beth and Will. We have rhyme, imagery, and oxymoron. So we talked about a few of these during our figurative language unit, and we're going to talk about a few more right here that have to do with songwriting, because these are some strong ones that we see in songwriting. So the first one is assonance, and it's when we rhyme internal vowel sounds. So what does that mean? Well, let's look at our example here in the picture. It says Reese's Pieces. So Reese's Pieces has a nice rhyming sound in the middle. The vowel sounds, even though they're not spelled the same, they have a similar sound. So here's a song, some song lyrics from Thin Lizzy. I must confess that in my quest I felt depressed and restless. So we notice that even though it's not a perfect rhyme, it's that vowel sound, the S sound, that is being repeated there. The next type of literary device is alliteration. Again, often used in songs. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, which is not a song, just a silly saying, but that is the idea of alliteration. And if we look at the quote here, it's once upon a midnight dreary, well I pondered, weak and weary. We notice that the w sound, even though it's not spelled, the O makes the w sound in once. Even though it's not spelled exactly the same in each word, the w sound is what they're focusing on as they do that alliteration, as the poet shares that. When poets use alliteration, they are picking up an initial sound, so that first sound, and repeating it. Why do some music writers use alliteration? Because our senses enjoy the repetition and latch onto it. So here we have 8 literary devices. These are songs that use alliteration, and you could explore that. I will have that posted on our Canvas website, so you can look at that and just see how some of our popular songs employ alliteration. And, oh, it looks like it clicked on that. It clicked out of this, so sorry about that. All right. So next we're going to talk about metaphor. And metaphor is a direct comparison between two unlike things that actually have something in common and something very important. And so here our metaphor is there, that's in the box with the fish, is there are plenty of fish in the sea. And what that's saying is, this is often used if someone asks someone out, or they started going out with somebody and it's not working out, and that other person maybe ends the relationship. Maybe someone else, a friend, might say, oh, well, don't worry, there's plenty of fish in the sea. Basically saying there's other people that you could potentially go out with. So it's kind of usually talking about relationships between two people that are interested in each other romantically. Another one by a songwriter by the group, Poison, is that every rose has its thorn, just like every night has its dawn. Just like every cowboy sings his sad song, every rose has its thorn. So what you're seeing there is where they are talking about how the metaphor is the rose is being compared to a thorn, but it's telling us that this person, whoever this songwriter is singing about, is, even though maybe she's beautiful or he's a great guy, he has a thorn, he has a dark side. So that is what the song is getting at. And our last one here is hyperbole. And we talked a lot about hyperbole during our figurative language unit in the fall. Hyperbole is an exaggeration that makes a point visually. And in poems and songs, it helps the artist convey ideas or feelings. And we know that, some of our ideas on that were that, I want to look for a good one here. I could look into your eyes forever, so that would be an emotional reaction. Or visually, that dog is as big as a house. So we know a dog really can't be as big as a house, but it's just a comparison. That's an exaggeration. Okay, so now we're going to, let me go ahead and end this. Oh, okay, and this, and I just need to, there we go to our, we're going to go to Canvas here and look at what our assignment is. So I'm going to have this video posted here. You're going to watch a Prezi, which shows a lot of recent clips. It shows a lot of music clips that use literary devices. Each one is only about 2 or 3 minutes, so it shouldn't take long to watch that Prezi. And then to your song. Okay, so is a link to 8 song lyrics that use alliteration, and you can scroll through this and look at examples of some modern music that has alliteration in it. That's just one of our literary devices. And then you can, let's see that. You can go to the rest of the assignment. It's just going to ask you to watch a Prezi. And that Prezi it's going to look like this. Sorry, my computer isn't responding real well. So literary devices and songs. And this has a lot of music in it, but there's short clips, 2 to 3 minutes, and you can watch those on the Prezi. And then you will go to your assignment. So on the assignment, you will click on the link for the template song lyrics literary devices template, and on there I've got an example. So this is just one song that I listened to a lot when I was younger. It's called Rainy Night in Georgia, and the lyrics is what I picked out, and I figured out that the literary device that I noticed was that it was hyperbole. It's an exaggeration because this author or this artist is singing a rainy night in Georgia. It seems like it's raining all over the world. And it's like, well, it really can't be raining all over the world. So that must be an exaggeration. And that's what they're using here. They're using hyperbole to try to get their point across. And I did include a link to that song from the rhythm and blues from the 70s that I used to listen to. So what your assignment is just to fill in. So there's 3 more areas here, 3 more songs you can add. So what you're going to do is there is a link there where you can go to the go here. No, it is the songs. It's song lyrics, and I have the link in there. Sorry, I'm not sure if I can find it up on my tab screen here. Go to the song lyrics and put in your favorite songs, search for those, or maybe you already know the lyrics, and you can go ahead and add those to your to that template, and then you can post that, just share it with me. So I'm going to go back to English 10 where this one is posted. And so this will be when you're in your assignments, all these will be here. And then you have your Newsela article too. So this is the poetry unit that we're talking about right now. I'm sorry, my computer is still a little slow. A little glitchy. And so there is the song lyrics tab that you can choose, and then here's your template. So I've explained, and so you're going to list the title of the song and then write out the lyrics that shows a literary device. So if you see like repetition, if you see rhyming, you can just put that in, and then try to do that with 3 songs, and this is graded. You have a whole week to work on this, and I think you will really enjoy, especially this Prezi, because it's got a lot of really cool literary devices that are actually used by popular songwriters in their music, and they do it on purpose, and it tells about that. So I think you'll really enjoy that. There are actual music clips in that Prezi. All right, and then I'll go back to assignments here, and then the other thing will be here. We just have one assignment for Newsela, and this is called the music of the emotional part of music, why music is emotional, why we like it. And so it's a pretty cool article that I found that kind of ties in with this, and I think that you will enjoy that article. And instead of doing a quiz on that, do the writing assignment. It just kind of asks you like how music affects you. So I think it's a great writing assignment. Right. So I will have these published and out tomorrow. Again, please feel free to contact me via email or whatever is helpful. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Have a great week. We'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.